Hey there, welcome to our website, Pacific Online Promotion Strategies. This video is an introduction to online marketing, what it is, how it can help you grow your business, and who Pacific Online Promotion is and what we do in terms of online marketing, and what your experience working with us will be like. So what is online marketing? What do I do and why should you care? The main point that I want to drive home to you with this slide is that traffic creates sales. Basically, any online marketing strategy or plan is going to have three elements to it. There's going to be the marketing, and in this slide you can see the different types of traffic and how they enter your website and how they flow around your website and then ultimately lead to a customer action, such as calling you on the phone, adding a product to a shopping cart, or sending you an email. And then these customer actions will then lead to a sale. So that is the general overview of how traffic flows through their website and how traffic gets converted into a sale. So now that I've shown you this sort of general overview of what online marketing, how online marketing is executed, let's talk about search results. A big element in online marketing is search engine optimization, also known as SEO. And in order to understand what SEO is, it's important that you understand the anatomy of a search result. So whenever you do a search on Google, there will be two types of search results that you'll get back. There's the pay-per-click advertising, PPC, and then there's the organic search results, which are efforts of SEO. And they'll typically be laid out like this, with the advertising at the top and on the right, and the organic search results below that. So here's an example searching for the keyword fuzzy socks. So I'm going to talk a lot about keywords, and a keyword is anything that you type into Google. So it could be more than one word. It can be a phrase. So in this case, fuzzy socks, even though it's two words, is a keyword. And just like in the previous slide, you can see the advertising showing up at the top and on the right, and the organic search results showing below it. Now, the critical thing that you should see here is that Amazon comes up at the top of both the paid advertising and the organic search results. But if someone clicks on the fuzzy socks link at the top in the pay-per-click advertising area for Amazon, Amazon will pay Google a certain amount of money for that click. However, if someone clicks in the green area for the Amazon.com link, Amazon will not have to pay for that. And that's the difference between pay-per-click advertising and organic search, or search engine optimization. So I've talked a little bit about these different types of traffic, pay-per-click and SEO. There's also a third type of traffic called social traffic, and that's Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Pinterest, and that is a new type of business model for online marketing. I've been analyzing it very closely the last few months, and social marketing is very advantageous to certain businesses, and I'll talk about that more in a minute. But first of all, let's talk a little more about pay-per-click advertising. So pay-per-click advertising is the most widely used form of pay-per-click advertising is Google AdWords. And this business model for the pay-per-click advertising is like a newspaper ad. You pay for the ad, and when you stop paying, the ad goes away and your traffic stops. So you don't pay and you don't get traffic. And you do pay and you do get traffic. So it's expensive but it's also fast. It basically, what you're paying for is to leverage the existing infrastructure. And it definitely has its place. It's a bit like gasoline. A little bit goes a long way. Too much, you can burn down your house. SEO marketing, or sometimes it's called content marketing, on the other hand, is all the efforts to rank well in those organic search results and come up on top. And unlike pay-per-click advertising, it has an upfront cost, but the traffic is residual. It's not completely set and forget. There is some maintenance, but it is similar to real estate in that situation where getting a good search result is like having an asset. It will pay for itself over time. Um, the analogy I like to use for SEO and content marketing is like building a dam. If you were ever a kid and you built little dams in a creek by stacking rocks, it's really similar to that. Think of each piece of content that you add to your site or to other people's site as a stone in a creek, with the traffic being the water. And the more content you create, the more stones you put in that creek, the easier it is and the more water you can divert to where you want it to go. And it's, over the long term, the least expensive, but it's also the slowest. SEO requires 3 to 6 months to implement and then see the results, and that's pretty typical. So as I mentioned, there's also social traffic, and it is by far the most time intensive. It requires semi-daily to, at minimum, I would say once or twice a week, someone in your business to communicate over the social network and create buzz. And for that reason, it's the most time intensive. However, one thing that social traffic excels in is for small businesses being able to apply that sort of personal touch that small businesses are known for. Social traffic can give those businesses a huge edge over bigger, more established businesses. So it is a very powerful type of traffic if used appropriately. You can find more information on all of these types of traffic on my website at Pacific Online Promotion Strategies. So in any discussion of the different types of traffic, you're likely to be asking yourself, what is the best traffic? So let me talk a little bit about that. For now, let's just assume that social traffic is only best for certain situations, so it really comes down to pay-per-click traffic or SEO traffic. Google AdWords, if you're a small business owner, you've probably heard of it and thought about trying it. This graph is from a client of mine who had who we did both to launch her business. This is of the first 3 to 4 months of her business. And the blue line is the pay-per-click advertising. And you can see it started off very high at a little bit above $9 per click. And that included different types of pay-per-click campaigns we were running. AdWords, it included the Facebook ads. And so we had a lot of costs and very little traffic in that first month. And then it quickly the cost dropped down, and you can see it starting to approach roughly $2.50. And it'll never be less than $2.50 because Google uses a auction model, and that's just naturally, any keyword's going to have a natural price level that it will settle to. And for this particular product, it was around $2.50. So the other thing that we started doing was creating content for her site, and driving traffic to that site, and catering, search engine optimizing all the pages so that we got good rankings. And immediately the cost per click was below $1, so significantly less than the pay-per-click, even in the first month. And as the months have gone on, her costs have decreased at a rate of roughly 22 cents per month per click. So over the long term, that money adds up and becomes quite significant. There's one, so the takeaway from this slide is that when you compare pay-per-click advertising to SEO marketing, SEO is the clear winner. But there's a few other pieces of information that, as a small business owner, you should be aware of. There was a study done in 2011. There's been lots of studies like this, but this is a recent one, and it was really well done. It took 1.4 billion searches conducted by 28 million people. And what they found by analyzing all these searches is that 6% clicked on the pay-per-click ads and 94% clicked on the organic search results. And these numbers are in line with other studies I've seen where, just to keep the numbers nice and easy, let's say 5% click on the advertising or on the pay-per-click ads. So that means that 20 times more traffic goes through organic search than goes through pay-per-click advertising. So if all you're doing is pay-per-click advertising, you're missing 94% of the traffic, 95% of the traffic, however you want to look at it. The other thing is that when you're talking about search engine optimization and ranking well in the search engines, you're always talking about being within the first three, definitely results, definitely on the first page. And so this study also broke down the amount of traffic that went to each result. So the first result typically got 48% of the traffic. The second result got 12%. The third result got 8%. And all the rest, from 4 to 200, got 32%. So basically what this is showing is that if you're not on the first page and if you're not really in the first three results, then you're not really in the game. So those are some critical points to keep in mind when thinking about doing online marketing for your business. How pay-per-click advertising is different from SEO, and what it takes to succeed in SEO. So let me talk a little more about keywords. So we already talked about the fuzzy socks example for keywords as something that you type into a search engine. So there's two types of keywords that you want to keep in mind: global keywords and local keywords. So in this example, this is an example of some of the keyword research that I do. This is for generators, and these are some low competition keywords that I found. So you can see the top one, generators for sale, and it gets roughly 8,100 searches per month. Ignore the AdSense potential. That is important, but it's kind of complicated to talk about at this point. It's a relative measure of how much advertising money is in this keyword. And I can go into more detail on it if you contact me. But so global keywords are best for products that can be shipped, or services or products that are offered on a national level. The advantage of going after global keywords is that the traffic is much higher, but so is the competition. The other types of keywords to keep in mind are local keywords, and these are local as in terms of geography. So here again are more generator-based keywords that are focused on the Portland, Oregon and Vancouver, Washington area. And the first thing you should notice is that the local monthly searches are much smaller than the global monthly searches. So local keywords are really something to keep in mind if your business is geographically dependent, such as you provide services to businesses in your neighborhood. You depend on walk-in customers. These are situations where you would focus on local keywords and not so much on global keywords. The other thing to keep in mind is even though the search traffic is much lower, because of the targeted nature of these keywords, the amount of people that turn into sales will be higher. So if you target a global keyword, you're doing pretty good if you get a 5% conversion rate. If 5% of the people visiting your site for that keyword turn into a sale. In the local keywords, you're looking more at 5 to 15%. So, with 10% being kind of more of an average. So even though there's less traffic, you get 2 to 3 times more higher conversion rate. So that's another thing to keep in mind when you're discussing global keywords versus local keywords with someone doing online marketing for you. So I've talked about ranking, about how you need to be in the top 3 spots for your target keywords. And this is a brief overview of what that process looks like. It always starts with keyword research, identifying the keywords, their traffic potential, and their competition. And this is something that comes with experience. It's something that I have focused on for the last 3 years. I'm pretty good at it. I've got a good track record. And after you do the keyword research, and that is really critical, it's your foundation, you'll move on to laying out your on-site content. And I'll show you an example in a minute of what that looks like. But once you lay out your on-site content, you will take that content and SEO optimize it. And it's just following some established best practices that basically you're catering to Google. You're breaking it down the way that Google wants to see it so that it's better able to categorize it and hopefully give you a good ranking for your keyword. Then once all that's done, promotion starts. And typically what you'll do is identify a goal page, which would be a product or a service, and then use both on-site and off-site content. So articles you publish on your website and also articles that you would give to other sites in exchange for a link to promote those pages. And by getting those links, by building up a strong footprint of related on-site content, you will tell Google that you are an authority for that keyword, and it will naturally rise in the search engine rankings. And then finally, once you get that article to the top of the search engines, you want to continue to network with other businesses, with your customers, with hobbyists. It's a continuous process to network with other businesses and continue to get links so that those pages that you've spent so much time and effort ranking stay at the top of the search engines. So I mentioned laying out the on-site content in step 2 there. This is basically what it looks like. This is a generic layout where you start with your home page, and then you have your more generic pages like the About page and a Contact page. And then once you get down to the products and services, you'll identify the critical products or services in your business. You know, your real cash cows. Those would become, you would start a web page, you'd create a page for each one of those, and those would become your goal pages. And then with a blog, or generally a blog, you would create keyword targeted content that would establish your authority and create a bigger footprint of articles with related keywords to signal to Google that you are an authority in this field and that Google should pay attention to you. So this is how you would structure your on-site content to promote your products for ranking well in the search engines. So this was all a brief overview of the experience that you would have with online marketing in general and the basic process that I go through with my clients when putting together a marketing campaign for them. So again, these types of efforts are long-term. They take 3 to 6 months to execute and see results for. And in the meantime, doing a pay-per-click campaign can help bring in clients quickly until your SEO efforts reach fruition. So it's important to keep those in mind as complementary practices. So I hope that this has been informative. I hope that it has helped educate you about online marketing and how it could play a role in growing your business. If you want to know more, please check out my website, PacificOnlinePromotionStrategies.com, and feel free to contact me. My email is chris@PacificOnlinePromotionStrategies.com, and that's Chris with CH. I hope I hear from you.